Have you ever found yourself walking into a room and forgetting why you're there? Or maybe you've struggled to recall the name of an old friend during a conversation. If that sounds familiar, don't worry, you're not alone. As we get older, it's natural for our brains to feel a little less sharp than they used to. But here's the good news. Keeping your mind in top shape doesn't have to be complicated or overwhelming. In fact, with just a few simple habits, you can give your brain the boost it needs to stay sharp and vibrant. Today, we're going to talk about something that's close to my heart. 7 easy habits you can start doing every day to keep your brain healthy after 60. These aren't big, time-consuming tasks. Instead, they're small, manageable changes that fit right into your daily routine. And trust me, these habits are backed by science, so you can feel confident knowing you're doing something truly beneficial for your mind. Before we dive in, I want to remind you that aging is a gift. It's a chance to enjoy the wisdom you've gained over the years and to focus on what truly matters. But let's face it, nobody wants to feel like their memory or mental clarity is slipping away. That's why taking care of your brain is just as important as taking care of your body. So, let's get started with the first habit. The first thing you can do every day to keep your brain sharp is something you probably already enjoy: reading. Now, I'm not talking about skimming through headlines or scrolling through social media. I mean really sitting down with a book, magazine, or even an article that captures your interest. Reading stimulates your brain in ways that other activities simply can't. It challenges you to think critically, improves your vocabulary, and even helps you relax. Think about it. When was the last time you lost yourself in a good story? Maybe it was a mystery novel that kept you guessing until the very end, or perhaps it was a memoir that made you reflect on your own life. Whatever it is, reading keeps your mind active and engaged. And the best part? You don't have to read for hours to see the benefits. Even 15 or 20 minutes a day can make a difference. So whether you prefer fiction, non-fiction, or even poetry, find something you love and make it a part of your daily routine. Now, let's move on to the second habit, staying socially connected. I know, some of you might be thinking, but I'm retired, my kids are grown, and my friends are busy. Trust me, I hear you. Life changes as we get older, and it's not always easy to stay connected. But here's the thing. Social interaction is like exercise for your brain. It keeps you mentally agile and gives you a sense of purpose. You don't have to host elaborate dinner parties or attend crowded events to reap the benefits. Sometimes, it's the small, meaningful connections that matter most. Call up an old friend you haven't spoken to in a while. Join a local club or group where you can meet people who share your interests. Or, if you're tech-savvy, use video calls to stay in touch with family members who live far away. The key is to make an effort to connect with others regularly. Not only will it brighten your day, but it'll also keep your brain sharp and your heart full. And speaking of staying active, let's talk about the third habit, physical movement. Now, I'm not suggesting you run a marathon or hit the gym for hours. What I'm saying is that moving your body, even in small ways, can have a huge impact on your brain health. Research shows that regular physical activity increases blood flow to the brain, which helps improve memory and cognitive function. Plus, it releases endorphins, those feel-good chemicals that boost your mood and energy levels. So, what does this look like in practice? It could be as simple as taking a 10-minute walk around your neighborhood each morning. Or maybe you enjoy gardening, dancing, or even stretching at home. The point is to find something you enjoy and make it a part of your day. And remember, consistency is more important than intensity. Even small amounts of movement add up over time, so don't be afraid to start slow and build from there. Now that we've covered the importance of reading, staying socially connected, and moving your body, let's move on to another powerful habit that can make a big difference in your brain health. This one might surprise you. It's all about learning something new, whether it's picking up a hobby, mastering a skill, or exploring a topic you've always been curious about. Challenging your brain with new experiences is one of the best things you can do for it. Imagine this. You've always wanted to learn how to paint, play an instrument, or speak a new language. Why not give it a try? When you learn something new, your brain forms fresh neural connections, which helps keep it flexible and resilient. Plus, the sense of accomplishment you feel when you master a new skill is incredibly rewarding. So, what are you waiting for? Dive into that hobby you've been putting off, or sign up for that class you've been curious about. Your brain will thank you. As we continue, I want to emphasize that these habits aren't about perfection. They're about progress. You don't have to do everything perfectly every single day. Instead, focus on making small, consistent changes that add up over time. And remember, you're not alone on this journey. There are millions of people out there who are navigating the same challenges and opportunities that come with aging. So let's keep going and explore a few more habits that can help you stay sharp and vibrant. Next, we'll talk about the power of mindfulness and how it can transform your brain health in ways you might not expect. Let's talk about mindfulness. You might have heard this term before, but if you're like many people, you might not be entirely sure what it means or how it applies to your life. Mindfulness is simply the practice of being fully present in the moment, paying attention to what's happening right now without judgment. It sounds simple, but its effects on the brain are profound. Think about it. How often do you find yourself worrying about the future or replaying past events in your mind? Maybe you're lying in bed at night, thinking about everything you need to do tomorrow. Or maybe you're replaying a conversation from earlier in the week, wondering if you said the right thing. These kinds of thoughts can clutter your mind and leave you feeling mentally exhausted. Mindfulness helps clear that mental clutter by bringing your focus back to the present moment. One of the easiest ways to practice mindfulness is through deep, breathing exercises. Take a few minutes each day to sit quietly and focus on your breath. Inhale slowly through your nose, hold it for a moment, and then exhale gently through your mouth. As you do this, try to let go of any distracting thoughts. If your mind starts to wander, and it will, that's okay. Just gently bring your attention back to your breath. This simple practice can help reduce stress, improve focus, and even boost your memory over time. Another way to incorporate mindfulness into your day is by paying closer attention to your surroundings. For example, the next time you take a walk, notice the colors of the leaves, the sound of the birds, or the feel of the breeze on your skin. Engaging your senses in this way not only grounds you in the present moment, but also gives your brain a little workout. It's like flexing a muscle. Over time, it gets stronger and more resilient. Now, let's move on to another habit that goes hand in hand with mindfulness: getting enough sleep. I know, sleep can be tricky as we get older. Maybe you wake up more frequently during the night, or perhaps you find it harder to fall asleep in the first place. But here's the thing: sleep is absolutely essential for brain health. It's during those quiet hours of rest that your brain processes information, consolidates memories, and repairs itself. If you've been struggling with sleep, don't worry. There are plenty of small changes you can make to improve the quality of your rest. Start by establishing a consistent bedtime routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day, even on weekends. This helps regulate your body's internal clock, making it easier to fall asleep and stay asleep. You might also try creating a calming pre-bedtime ritual, like reading a book, listening to soft music, or practicing those deep breathing exercises we talked about earlier. Another tip is to limit screen time in the hour leading up to bed. The blue light emitted by phones, tablets, and TVs can interfere with your body's production of melatonin, the hormone that helps you sleep. Instead, use that time to unwind and relax. And if you find yourself lying awake at night, resist the urge to check the clock or scroll through your phone. Instead, try focusing on your breath or visualizing a peaceful scene, like a quiet beach or a serene forest. Sleep isn't just about quantity, it's about quality too. Even if you're getting 7 or 8 hours of sleep, it won't do much. Good if it's restless or interrupted. That's why it's important to create a sleep-friendly environment. Make sure your bedroom is cool, dark and quiet, and invest in a comfortable mattress and pillows if you can. Little things like these can make a big difference in how well you sleep and, in turn, how sharp your brain feels during the day. Speaking of feeling sharp, let's talk about the next habit: eating foods that support brain health. You've probably heard the saying, "You are what you eat." And when it comes to your brain, it couldn't be more true. What you put on your plate has a direct impact on how well your brain functions. Certain nutrients like omega-3 fatty acids, antioxidants, and vitamins play a key role in keeping your mind sharp and your memory strong. For example, foods like salmon, walnuts, and flax seeds are rich in omega-3s, which are essential for brain health. Berries, leafy greens, and colorful vegetables are packed with antioxidants that protect your brain from damage caused by free radicals. And don't forget about whole grains, lean proteins, and healthy fats. They provide the steady energy your brain needs to stay focused throughout the day. Of course, it's not just about adding certain foods to your diet, it's also about limiting others. Processed foods, sugary snacks, and excessive alcohol can all take a toll on your brain health over time. That doesn't mean you have to give up your favorite treats altogether. Just enjoy them in moderation. The goal is to create a balanced diet that fuels your body and your mind. One easy way to start eating healthier is by planning your meals ahead of time. When you have nutritious options readily available, it's much easier to make good choices. Try preparing a big batch of soup or salad at the beginning of the week, or keep healthy snacks like nuts and fruit on hand for when hunger strikes. Small changes like these can add up to big benefits for your brain. As we wrap up these habits, I want to remind you that none of this is about being perfect. It's about finding what works for you and making it a part of your daily life. You don't have to overhaul your entire routine overnight. Start with 1 or 2 habits and build. From there, remember, consistency is key. The more you practice these habits, the more natural they'll feel, and the more benefits you'll see over time. Now, let's transition into the final habit, one that might seem surprising, but is incredibly powerful when it comes to keeping your brain sharp. It's something we often overlook, yet it has the potential to transform not just our mental clarity, but our overall well-being. Stay with me, because this last piece of the puzzle ties everything together in a way that's both practical and uplifting. The final habit we're going to talk about is something that's often overlooked, but it's one of the most powerful tools you have for keeping your brain sharp: expressing gratitude. Now, I know what you might be thinking. How can something as simple as saying thank you or reflecting on the good things in life make a difference in your brain health? Well, it turns out that gratitude isn't just a feel-good practice. It's a scientifically backed way to boost your mental clarity, emotional resilience, and even your physical well-being. Let's break it down. When you take time to acknowledge the things you're grateful for, your brain releases dopamine and serotonin, 2 chemicals that make you feel good. These aren't just fleeting moments of happiness either. Over time, practicing gratitude can actually rewire your brain to focus more on the positive aspects of life. It helps shift your mindset away from stress, worry, and negativity, which can weigh heavily on your mental energy. And when your brain isn't bogged down by those negative thoughts, it has more room to think clearly, solve problems, and stay sharp. So, how do you incorporate gratitude into your daily routine? One of the easiest ways is to start a gratitude journal. Each day, write down 3 things you're thankful for. They don't have to be big, monumental events. Sometimes the smallest joys are the most meaningful. Maybe it's the warmth of the sun on your face during your morning walk, or the laughter you shared with a grandchild over the phone. Whatever it is, taking a moment to acknowledge it can help train your brain to notice and appreciate the good things in life. If journaling isn't your thing, there are other ways to practice gratitude. For example, you could end each day by mentally reviewing the highlights of your day before you go to sleep. Or you could make it a habit to thank someone every day: a friend, a family member, even the cashier at the grocery store. Expressing gratitude doesn't just benefit you. It also strengthens your relationships and creates a ripple effect of positivity. Now, here's the beautiful part about gratitude. It ties all the other habits we've talked about together. When you read a book that inspires you, you can feel grateful for the opportunity to learn something new. When you connect with a loved one, you can express gratitude for their presence in your life. When you move your body, you can appreciate how good it feels to be alive and active. Gratitude amplifies the benefits of everything else you're doing to keep your brain sharp, making it the perfect capstone to this list of habits. And let's not forget, gratitude isn't just about recognizing the good things. It's also about finding meaning in the challenges. Life after 60 comes with its share of ups and downs, but each experience, whether positive or negative, has something to teach us. When you approach life with a sense of gratitude, even the tough moments become opportunities for growth. You begin to see that every day is a gift, and every moment is a chance to live fully and mindfully. As we come to the end of this conversation, I want to leave you with a few final thoughts. Keeping your brain sharp isn't about drastic changes or complicated routines. It's about embracing small, consistent habits that nourish your mind, body, and spirit. Whether it's reading a book, staying connected with loved ones, moving your body, practicing mindfulness, getting enough sleep, eating nutritious foods, or expressing gratitude, each of these habits contributes to a healthier, happier you. Remember, it's never too late to start. You don't have to do everything perfectly. Just take one step at a time. Maybe today you'll decide to take a short walk or call an old friend. Tomorrow you might try a new recipe or spend 5 minutes writing in a gratitude journal. Small actions add up, and over time, they create a foundation for lasting well-being. I'd love to hear from you. What resonated with you most in this video? Are there any habits you're excited to try, or maybe ones you're already practicing? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing to the channel. We're here to support you on your journey to living your best life, no matter your age. Here's to embracing each day with curiosity, gratitude, and a commitment to staying sharp. You've got so much wisdom and experience to share with the world, and your brain is your greatest ally in doing just that. So, keep nurturing it, keep challenging it, and most importantly, keep enjoying the incredible gift of life. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.